I remember, in those early pandemic days, just from my personal experience, my personal like VR and gaming consumption skyrocketed.
Yeah.
So what was it like during those kind of pandemic days when like all of these technologies and experiences are taking off?
It was really interesting because I remember people asking me like, is this the time for VR now? And I was like, yeah, not really. Like the kind of technology's we're not quite there yet, but it was this insight into, okay, what can it be like when the friction of getting in the headset and, getting into an immersive environment has outside barrier pressures like you're being locked down and you can't go and see someone physically. It was sort of like, well, then it became an insight into what I think we'll be doing in a few years' time or later in this decade, where it's just easier to catch up with people that aren't in your immediate geographic location and better in VR. And so it was great. We were having lots of catch-ups, but also just, reaching out and meeting up with folks that aren't even in the industry who just thought, I'll get a Quest 2 and let's just go and play poker or play golf or something. And then for people like us in the industry, I think we saw a little glimpse into the future of what the potential is like when you're doing this on a more regular basis. So it was really exciting, I think, for that. And obviously did have, big impact on Quest 2 sales and gaming and digital entertainment in general. But it was kind of an interesting little temporary kind of insight into the future.
I already had a headset, but I wasn't using all that often. But the company I was working with was also looking to launch an XR studio. It never happened. But the pandemic was like, all of a sudden I was like, I now have this device and the time and the opportunity to go play in it, and not coming purely from that space. It was more like, what are we going to do today?
Yeah.
As a tech nerd, I was just fascinated by like what Nathan was saying, like being able to meet up with. I had a whole contingent of people that I've never met in person and who don't know my name, but we would meet up for poker. We, going from the meeting around the conference phone and having meetups like that to all of a sudden being able to see like their digital selves, but doing these things. And so it really just kind of helped open up my eyes in terms of what else we can be doing or what's possible. And just the exciting thing that this technology enables.
Yeah, it's so funny because I was working at a company that was in the B2B video streaming space, and they were really bullish on immersive experiences from like back in the early days when it was just 360-degree video and none of this like kind of fancy schmancy stuff. I remember for one of our holiday parties, they bought, because we were only like 15 people, right? So they could afford to do this. They bought everyone Quest 2s and said, well, we're locked down, so let's just have our company holiday party in Horizon Worlds, right? It was a really interesting kind of way to get around the lockdown. And for people who, maybe weren't planning on getting a headset, they got a chance to try it on for the first time and kind of see what was possible.
Yeah, I never felt locked down. Yeah.
It's so funny you guys mentioned poker because when when Quest 2 first came out, I just remember like I showed it to a couple friends, like the poker app, and they're not really tech people, but they are, we do casually play poker. The next day they went out and bought themselves a headset. It's like, and that's all it took. And, like at the time,
I'm a millionaire in poker, by the way. I haven't played in a while, but
Wow, there you go.
My millions of digital dollars go very far, outside of that platform.
Got to cash those in for an ape NFT of some sort, right? Yeah.
That's right.
Well, it just got too scary. So I think we all, like the sane of our group decided to pivot. I think Walkabout had just come out as well as the VR fishing. Yeah. So what was great was that there were more places to go to. That they were really just starting to open up the social aspect. So you weren't just doing these experiences solo anymore, or that you could go to a big frame and do a meetup there, or just go on your own.
But yeah, there's so many options, and there still are. Like every single
day,
day.
all the
yeah.
day.